General Huayan's gone. Wait, why does something feel off about what we talked about?
I cannot say, March, but we aren't actually going to be continuing with that for the moment. We are actually going to be continuing with The Dragon Returns Home as our next story or companion mission. Alright, this is the one we had actually started right around here, actually. When the one lady, I don't remember who exactly it was, but like an attendant for Bailu, came by to request Dan Heng leave and basically never come back. Quite rude, actually, but yeah, Dan Heng's homecoming seems to be a big ordeal, requiring a notice to be delivered to the Luofu 6 charioteers. The 6 charioteers, that sounds interesting. I don't know if I've heard about them. Probably have. And the Vidyadhara elders. Seeing as Dan Heng already made travel arrangements, you should go with him. It won't do for you to just use a space anchor to teleport to the Alchemy Commission alone. Dan Heng never intended to conceal his Vidyadhara heritage, and this might explain why he possesses such a magnanimous demeanor nowadays. Yet, the Vidyadhara's attitude towards his return remains to be seen. Well, from what I could tell, it's not great, at least for some of them. Hello, ferryman.
Excuse me, are you two on your way to the Alchemy Commission, Delph?
Yes, we are. I think we're actually going to see Bailu. I might be misremembering some of the details, but I'm sure if I am, those will be... What the? Jingliu will be corrected in no time.
What brings you two here? The wind and waves are restless around lunar-rescent depths today.
Well, we're just out on a ocean date, checking out the beach. It's a lovely day.
Even you came to dissuade me from visiting the High Elder, General?
Okay, I was remembering right. They don't want him to interact with Bailu.
This encounter was not of my making. I've been recuperating in the Alchemy Commission under the Dragon Lady's care.
Oh.
Our paths have merely crossed.
Recuperating from what? I don't recall you getting injured, but I guess even you can get sick.
But your question would suggest that there are others interested in dissuading you from such a venture.
Yeah, many. Each with their own agenda in mind.
Matters that concern the rise and fall of the Vidyadhara will inevitably attract certain parties.
Right,
Those that
it
would
makes
work
sense.
Circumstances to their advantage. Be it Don Feng, the Preceptors, or the Alchemy Commission that trained the Dragon Lady.
Right.
Your injury hasn't dulled your instincts, General. The Preceptors and the Commission seem deeply concerned.
So he was injured. What was it? Nah, I'm not recalling anything.
A chance meeting is a gift from fate. Why don't I help you to fathom their intent, then?
I mean, the Vidyadhara elders want to choose a new High Elder.
The power struggle between the Preceptors and their High Elder is a tale as old as time. And someone as powerful as Don Feng, who was completely beyond their control, was enough for them to harbor a hidden rage.
So they're jealous of the inheritor of the... What did you guys call it? The Divine Dragon? Whatever. The dragon powers, the horns. And... I don't know. Dan Heng would probably make a pretty powerful High Elder, but... he's busy. And of course, now they have a different kind of struggle with Bailu.
The elders
A bit
used
young
to
to
have a
be
small
a
say
High
in
Elder.
appointing the new High Elder. Who could have imagined that Don Feng would pick his own successor? And yet, that is precisely what happened. and all they could do was accept the result.
Right, because it's not just a leadership position, there's a reality of you need the horns. Not exactly many candidates.
Now that Don Hong has arrived, the elders see yet another chance. How could they let it go?
Was it him choosing his successor that got him in so much trouble? I don't think it was. I can't exactly remember the details about Don Feng's crime that got Don Hung exiled. I know it was serious from their perspective, but pretty bold of them.
Us outsiders should not judge the laws of the Vidyadhara.
He was exiled, and now they want to make him High Elder? That seems, well, ballsy. It's a little bit of a little arrogant, maybe.
The preceptors have been suppressed for some time now. They will inevitably try to overturn the situation.
The Alchemy Commission hopes that Bailu can stay on as High Elder.
These people speak of legitimacy. They believe that Bailu was chosen as heir apparent by the previous High Elder, and that unless she were to commit a terrible sin, the preceptors should have no right whatsoever to choose again.
Is that actually true, or...?
The healer lady has draconic features and scarcely believable therapeutic abilities.
Right.
Some regard this as evidence that she is the High Elder. But the preceptors are fixated on strength and are unwilling to accept her.
It's a type of strength. What, they want the strength to be able to kick their asses, or... I mean, sure, Don Hung has that. But, honestly, I'm not sure how good a High Elder he would actually make. He's got other things on his mind.
Now that Don Feng's reincarnation has shown a command over the vast marine expanse of luminescent depths,
Right.
those longing to keep the traditional bequeathal of the High Elder feel increasingly uneasy.
That's true. That was a very impressive sight there, Don Hung. Very conservative of them.
After Don Feng's abdication, they fought against the preceptors and saved Bailu's dignity. They demonstrated a true devotion.
Of course, the Alchemy Commission's involvement in this is, well, tangential as at best. I mean, at the end of the day, it's the Vidyadhara High Elder, not the Alchemy Commission's High Elder.
These folks aren't the type to just let it go.
Well, General, what do you think this is about?
It is an internal affair of the Vidyadharas. As long as it does not disturb the peace aboard the Luofu, it does not involve the General of the Cloudlands.
That's all well and good. Also doesn't answer my question. What are your thoughts about all of this?
Nevertheless, as a friend, let me remind you of one thing. So long as Don Hong and Bailu, with their respective High Elder powers and titles, both remain on the Luofu, the Vidyadhara will never cease their internal strife.
Well,
This is not to say that either of you are to blame.
it's a good thing that Don Hung doesn't plan to stay then. Right, Don Hung? You're coming with us.
It's getting late. You are headed to repair the Arbor's seal at Scalegorge waterscape and visit the High Elder, no? Farewell for now. I should start taking this business of rest and recuperation a little more seriously.
Yes, even the general of the Luofu, you know, needs time to heal properly, even if I can't remember what your injury is from.
I must return to my quarters now. I merely took advantage of the healer's absence to slip out and relax a little. Be on your way.
So you've been confined to bed rest. Well, I'll see you around, General. Sooner rather than later, actually.
Stream 4.
Get rid of you. There she is. Huan Shi. Pretty sure she was the lady.
Master Don Hung, you're back. Have you made your decision? Will you come with me to meet with the elders first? Or are you set on seeing Miss Bailu?
Oh, right. The Vidyadhara were the ones who came to find us, not the Alchemy Commission. And they're specifically trying to talk him into taking over.
Miss Bailu is already waiting at Scalegorge waterscape.
Your stubbornness is redolent of your previous incarnation.
Exactly. You sure you want him back?
Sorry, but you're not going anywhere.
Who the hell are you?
A criminal who destroyed our succession is unworthy of setting foot in the sacred places of the Vidyadhara.
I'm pretty sure he's been exonerated. And also, that was a different guy. That was Don Feng. This is Don Heng.
Wait. Master Don Heng's presence at Scalegorge waterscape has been approved by the 6 charioteers and the preceptors. He is no longer the criminal he once was.
Exactly.
Empty rhetoric. There are ways of unearthing his true identity.
What, you're gonna attack us? That would make you the criminals.
And even his reincarnation should answer for the monstrous crimes of the past. The Vidyadhara will never accept him.
How far does that go? Does his reincarnation have to answer for his crimes? How about his reincarnation's reincarnation? What would be good enough for you guys? Or do you want to end the line entirely? Just kill him. I mean, your reincarnations are truly different people. These guys Mara struck.
Heaven surge. Rise.
The time
They
that you say Don Feng was
really don't
merely
stand a
previous
chance.
incarnation. How then do you still possess the power of the High Elder?
Because, I don't know. I don't know how all that works. You tell me.
I sense a storm. Awaken, dormant world-cleansing dragon.
He is really powerful.
As I expected, Don Feng, you have returned.
No, you still have it wrong. It's Don Feng. Or Don Heng, damn it. He got me.
Thank you for rescuing me, Master Don Heng.
He wasn't attacking you. He was attacking Don Heng.
They came for me. I'm sorry you got dragged into it.
It's risky to remain here. We should leave. Master Don Heng, after your meeting, will you go with me to see the elders?
I definitely want to get him. Sorry, he's already claimed by the Express, Huan Shi.
Should I ever want to meet the preceptors, Miss Huan Xi, I will ask you to pass on the message.
I understand. Please alight, Your Highness. Miss Bailu awaits you at Dragon Vista Rain Hall.
Not Your Highness, but let's go.
It could be dangerous ahead. We should proceed carefully.
Don't worry, I have your back. My baseball is at your my baseball bat is at your command. Part of me wonders how localized this game is. Whether the
So
jokes are
slow.
similar or not.
I've been waiting for you here for ages.
Sorry, Bailu. I'll tell you what, we'll go out for snacks later. Everyone on the way here wanted to chat with Don Heng.
Hello there. Long time no see. What are you doing here?
Well, I'm Don Heng's friend. And yours. I'm a mediator.
We were met by an assassin on the way over, miss.
An assassin? Are you okay? Are you injured?
He got a little hurt, but he's mostly fine.
Fortunately, the skills of Master Don Heng and his friends were too much for them. There are those that wish to assassinate Master Dan Heng, Miss. Presumably to preserve your legitimacy as High Elder.
I don't even think that's it. I think they just hate Don Feng.
I don't care about my legitimacy. Why do they? I told you, whoever wants to be the High Elder is welcome. I never wanted the title.
Right. But we kind of do need Dan Heng with us.
I am Dan Heng. It is an honor to meet you, Miss Bailu.
You're Dan Heng? I heard about how you parted the ancient sea in Scalegorge waterscape. These assassins have got their work cut out for them.
They really do. But yeah, now I think, you know, the preceptors really have to understand Bailu is a child. Give her time to grow up. I'm sure she'll grow into a wonderful High Elder for centuries to come.
Miss Bailu, please don't say things like that.
Let me take a look at you. Dragon horns.
Yep.
Well, they say you're Dan Feng's reincarnation. I suppose it must be true then. But you're different from me. Where's your tail?
I asked the same question, Bailu. Touchy subject.
If I let you be High Elder, will you grow a tail?
Is that how it works?
About the High Elder succession. I have no intention of getting entangled in that. I'm here to repair the Ambrosial Arbor's seal.
Right.
This is the duty of the Luofu Vidyadhara.
But no, I need access to the different things down here.
Well, really? Then why'd you come to CB?
The calyxes.
All I've learned since my hatching rebirth are some medical skills at the Alchemy Commission. I can't repair seals or part the sea like you can.
Yeah, but you're the High Elder. It's ceremonial or something.
I should take this opportunity to talk with you about the past, Miss Bailu. I've heard about your situation, and while I can't guarantee a solution, I will do my best to improve things for you.
How do you plan on doing that, Dan Heng?
Interesting. You're not like other grown-ups.
He's really
Say
not.
what you think, and you seem trustworthy.
Usually.
So, you want me to go with you to Scalegorge waterscape?
Aren't we already here?
Precisely.
Let's go then.
Or you mean closer to the tree?
Miss Bailu,
She's the High Elder. She can do what she wants.
Guanxi, please wait here for me. I'll come back as soon as I can. I've got these two to look after me. Don't worry.
Oh, right. Actually, no, I remember more now. She wants to free Bailu from this, you know, what she considers a burden. Yeah, she's on Bailu's side. I think. Yes, Dan Heng Imbibitor Lunae. Hell yeah. Should really change my team then, shouldn't I? There we go. Sparkle, Pela, and Aventurine. That should be a good enough team.
Wow. What a magnificent sight.
It really is.
Is that the Ambrosial Arbor?
Yes. Forming a seal and using their power to curb the spread of the Arbor's roots is an important task entrusted to the Luofu's High Elder.
Right. This will be you someday, Bailu.
News to me. The elders must be well aware that I'm not qualified for this position.
No, you're just young.
Which begs the question. Why did Dan Feng choose me all those years ago?
It actually is a good question. I mean, were there any other candidates? I don't imagine horned Vidyadhara are exactly common.
That's exactly what I've come to Scalegorge Waterscape to find out. Among the Vidyadhara, the High Elder is the existence closest to the permanence.
Right.
According to historical records, the High Elder succession involves a secret ritual known as the Transmutation Arcanum, as well as a treasure known as Dragon Heart. Once succession is complete, the former High Elder undergoes a hatching rebirth, while the new High Elder begins to display draconic features.
Oh. Right, which it is curious that you both are able to have the draconic features. I had been under the impression only one could have them.
However, Dan Feng's ritual failed, and his powers remained within me.
Right.
And yet for some reason, it also created you.
Interesting. So also the High Elder, wait. Okay, no. I was gonna say that it's normal for the new High Elder to be freshly born, but it seems that is not the case. Just their draconic features occur as the old High Elder undergoes hatching rebirth.
So, in medical terms, he messed up the prescription. And brought suffering down on himself and just about everyone else in the process.
Right. Because that was his crime, was failing the transference ceremony. Or at least the true crime, I think.
I want to use this opportunity to repair the Ambrosial Arbor seal and see if I can help recall our memories.
Or passing on some of the abilities to himself, basically.
Shun the tree's growth, the residual plague, water of the ancient sea. Upon the High Elder's command, subdue
Is that the
eternal
dragon's heart?
roots. Strange. This is different from the breaking of the seal. Why is there no reaction?
What's wrong? Not going to plan, huh?
Shun the tree's
Do
growth,
you need
the
Bailu?
residual plague.
Shun the tree's growth, the residual plague.
Is it reacting?
Water of the ancient sea.
There you go.
Elder's command, subdue the eternal roots.
Yeah. See, Bailu, you're qualified.
This feeling.
That's it. You did it. This alone should prove to everyone that you are the true High Elder.
It should. Whether it will, remains to be seen.
When the seal was reestablished, did you recall anything?
It was like a tide surging through my mind. I became really, really huge, and the whole of Scalegorge waterscape was responding to my voice.
Really, really huge,
resonating
huh?
with me.
That sounds just you saying you got big and tall and an adult, basically. Do you mean truly huge?
That's fun! Dunham, teach me another trick. Let's see if I can remember anything else.
Looks like Bailu's getting into being the High Elder.
Wait. Can you feel it? There's someone coming.
More assassins? Oh, yeah.
You! Who are you?
Mara struck. No, they're not answering.
Protect Bailu!
Hey! I'm doing the protecting here.
No.
Nobody's getting hurt with me around.
Damn straight they're not. Yeah, Bailu. The ultimate healer.
Let's play. Can you find the answer?
Get some ciphers.
Heaven surge. Rise!
Nice.
Support. Let's play net markers activate. Time for a good old counterattack. Feeling spiffy?
I hit the mark.
Yeah, just hit this one.
Heaven surge.
Nice.
How did they manage to appear right next to us without a sound?
They're assassins.
They may have used a cloud hymn to create mist and provide a smokescreen. I'm afraid this ambush was probably lying in wait for
A
us.
mist and a smoke screen. Not like those would completely hide their sound.
Seems like some
Maybe
people have
muffle
had
it a
enough
little
of my
bit.
presence.
Well, an assassin from the Alchemy Commission, maybe.
If so, why would they want to harm Bailu?
Maybe they don't.
We don't know how many there are. Let's get out of here.
It's not guaranteed they want to harm
Go.
everyone here. Like, they would never want to harm the Galactic Baseballer. Sorry, Bailu, I guess we don't get to teach you any new tricks.
Look at that shadow. Could it be an assassin?
I
Don't
don't
worry.
know.
Those things aren't hostile.
What is it? A memory? Oh, right.
This power.
I remember these.
The tidal forces in Scalegorge waterscape. Is that you, Don Pung? Have you returned?
I'm afraid you have the wrong person.
Is this a Vidyadhara ghost?
These floating shadows are called mirage echoes.
I'm pretty sure
They're
we saw
memories
them
of past
before.
lives and echoes from the past that the Vidyadhara shed during their rebirth.
It's really cool. And right, that actually makes sense. You have to shed the memories, because those are the source of Mara Struck. Or so the source of Mara.
The books say that these mirages only speak to people they can recognize. And the water on their bodies can be used as medicine.
Oh. Huh.
Seems this mirage mistook me for Don Feng.
Yeah, people do that a lot, it seems.
There's no mistake. This old man would recognize your voice anywhere. Have you come to this sacred place to repent?
No.
The proud son of the Vidyadhara, hero of the High Cloud Quintet. You fought with us your whole life. How far you have fallen.
And you guys were eager for his downfall.
You availed yourself of the transmutation arcanum to summon that draconic abomination, and almost laid waste to Scalegorge waterscape
there it is.
in the process.
To summon that draconic abomination. You're not referring to Bailu, are you?
If your allies hadn't united
No.
to slay it, then the abomination would have destroyed the ambrosial Arbor's seal. Tell me, did it sadden you to watch the abomination perish?
Man. Was that an accident? Because the transmutation arcanum is what was necessary. That was the one that was necessary to transfer your power, right? Or did it have a different name? It's similar. Transformation arcanum, maybe.
As the High Elder, you should have freed us from the plight of rebirth and set foot on a brand new path. But instead, you were seduced by your reputation and abandoned yourself. You counted
Wait.
natives and even short-life species among your friends.
Freed you from the plight of rebirth. Are you suggesting that the Vidyadhara wanted to embrace the abundance? Or the opposite? Wanted to end your species entirely? No, that doesn't sound right. Apparently also they aren't a fan of short-life species either. Or the Ciencio natives for that matter.
The upcoming trial is your final chance. Hand over the secrets of the transmutation arcanum now, and the preceptors can help you keep your secrets.
I'd prefer you didn't. I would like to learn these secrets. Transmutation arcanum.
Isn't that draconic abomination you created proof of the transmutation arcanum's success?
Maybe Bailu is the draconic abomination, but when they defeated it, she's what resulted? I don't know.
I heard that Don Feng craved the powers of our dragon ancestor Long the Permanence, and created a monstrous dragon-like creature. That must be what he's referring to. and so the hero of the Xianzhou became its arch-villain.
But it sounds like there was more to that story than what we've been told. He availed himself of the transmutation arcanum to summon the draconic abomination. Almost laid waste to Scalegorge Waterscape in the process. And he and his allies united to slay it, preventing the destruction of the Ambrosial Arbor Seal. Or no, Don Feng didn't unite to slay it. It was just his allies. And okay, I think what he meant here is, should have freed us from the plight of your rebirth and set foot on a brand new path. But seduced by his reputation and abandoned himself. By abandoned himself, meaning underwent rebirth, becoming Don Hung, is what I'm thinking. Interesting.
Elder, look around you. You've long since reincarnated. What remains here are just the mirages of the waters of the ancient sea.
Impossible. I still live.
You really
the
don't.
High Elder succession will not be severed in this generation.
Memories don't realize they're memories.
I don't like this mirage echo. He thought that the Vidyadhara was superior to other races.
He
and
did.
that he was superior to other Vidyadhara.
Also true.
As if the Vidyadhara would never progress without their plans.
You tell him, Bailu. Yeah, the whole, how dare you make friends with Xianzhou natives and short-lived species. Disgusting.
I guess Don Feng probably never told them the secret of the transmutation arcanum.
I guess not. Otherwise, this Mirage Echo wouldn't be stuck there. You know, with that, perception.
We shouldn't linger here. The assassins are using skilled cloud hymn magic to make themselves invisible. But their presence is all too real.
Right.
These mirage echoes, on the other hand, are vestiges of the past. If we can center and transmit the echoes, we should be able to detect any assassins hidden beneath the surface of the water.
Oh. Center and transmit the echoes. You're gonna have to explain what that means to me.
Let's look for mirage echoes and send out pulses. Move carefully.
Okay. Assassins, stealth mode, difficult to detect. Being attacked by an enemy in stealth mode and entering battle, all enemies' actions are greatly advanced and their weaknesses are hidden. Ah. Use Mirage Echolocation to detect enemies in stealth mode and advance. There's a cooldown timer after the ability is used. Okay.
Old friends. Water heeds the cloud song.
Gotcha.
Another invisible assassin?
Careful. They're waiting for us to get close enough to reveal our weak spots.
Yeah, they are.
Heaven surge. Break.
Should have focused on the other one. There we go. I think it was only that one. I see you over there. I think. Maybe not. Ah!
Miss Bailu, you fled the Alchemy Commission yet again.
Oh.
How many times have I told you? Our rules state that...
Someone who's rebirthed since Bailu's been born.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I won't do it again.
Don't lie to the Mirage Echo Bailu.
Wait. I remember that voice. That's the old chief alchemist.
Oh?
So she's been reborn?
I was under the impression that, what was her name? Don Shu was the old chief alchemist. Maybe she wasn't the chief alchemist, just a high-ranking alchemist. maybe she wasn't even high ranking. I don't know. I mean, I thought she was, but...
Reborn? More excuses. Who brought you out this time? Is that Master Danfeng?
Yes, but he didn't bring her out. You've got the wrong person.
I don't think so. The appearance of the Luofu's High Elders have been similar through the ages. But there's no mistaking Master Danfeng. Bailu, return to the Forbidden Residence. I must speak with Master Danfeng.
Similar to the Forbidden Palace? You do know Master Danfeng had died, or, well, rebirthed, before you became a Mirage Echo.
Oh, okay. Wait, no! You were just a Mirage Echo.
Oh,
I got tricked again.
you're very deferential to when you're being scolded.
Master Danfeng, I finally understand your plan. That little girl is the key to the transmutation arcanum.
Oh?
This is a breakthrough for my research.
She's the key to the transmutation arcanum. The key?
The Vidyadhara performs self-reincarnation, but we are unable to reproduce.
Right.
Natural and artificial disasters inevitably reduce our population.
That would be a major, major long-term problem. Yeah. I mean, so you're long the permanence created the Vidyadhara. There was a set amount of you. And from then on, your numbers have only slowly decreased.
If this continues, one day our noble draconic bloodline will perish, and the fated decree of the permanence will be violated. For this very reason, I have spent my entire life researching ways to free the Vidyadhara from the cycle of reincarnation.
Maybe the guy before was actually talking about freeing them from rebirth.
I have been without success for a long, long time, thinking that this reincarnation had been naught but a waste. Now, you have enlightened me.
Danfeng. What did he do?
I don't know.
Master Danfeng, your changes to the transmutation arcanum created a draconic abomination that wreaked great destruction.
But why did he do it?
Also created a new life.
Oh?
This is the hope that will one day allow the Vidyadhara to reproduce.
Are you suggesting Bailu wasn't a rebirth, but a birth? Allow the Vidyadhara to reproduce once again?
My understanding of reproduction was limited by ordinary notions. How constrained I was. Why should Vidyadhara reproduction remain trapped within the confines of our race?
What do you mean by that? Saying you need interspecies erotica?
To unearth the potential might of Long's blood and incorporate other races into the flesh of the dragon. Isn't that the real meaning behind the transmutation arcanum?
Maybe that actually is what she means. Maybe not the erotica portion, but interspecies. Okay. So are you suggesting Bailu wasn't Vidyadhara? That he caused a newborn of a different species to become Vidyadhara?
The Preceptors are too narrow-minded to see your talent. They want to install another High Elder. Foolish.
What does she mean by that?
I think we need one more.
The transmutation arcanum seems to contain a secret that allows the Vidyadhara to escape the cycle of reincarnation and return to normal reproduction. But the mechanism eludes me.
Is that something the Vidyadhara want? I mean, you'd give up... Well, it's not really giving up long life per se. Because, I mean, their rebirths, they aren't truly continuing your current life since you're not the same person anymore.
Let's go.
And if you could reproduce normally, that would help ensure the survival of the Vidyadhara. I see you over there.
Heaven's Surge. Rise!
We have the upper hand.
I hit the mark.
Goodbye. Any more? Yeah, there's one over there. That's where we need to go, though, right? Ignore me. Man, there's a lot of you here. Oh, should we talk to that one, though?
Enemy data secure. Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
Awaken the world-cleansing dragon. Heaven's Surge. Break.
I wanna
Miss Bailu,
talk
what
to you.
are you doing in my pharmacy? Don't tell me you've already heard about Sanctus Medicus. Have you come here to condemn me?
Oh. Huh. A follower, a disciple of Sanctus Medicus.
Seems like none of the Mirage Echoes realize that you've already been reborn.
A Vidyadhara Sanctus Medicus at that. Interesting.
They're mere fragments stripped from the lives of the Vidyadhara.
I don't know why the Vidyadhara would follow that. They're kind of really separate from the whole issues of... I mean, their power doesn't come from the abundance.
I have never believed in the High Elder. You are unworthy of the condemnation you suspect. Especially you, Miss Bailu. You simply do not have the power of the High Elder, the power to summon the forces of nature. Why should I believe you are superior in any way to Master Don Feng?
Such an asshole. Stop berating a little girl.
The preceptors, our people, they think the High Elder is the Vidyadhara's only savior. Arrogant, illogical. Have you seen what merciful Medicus can do?
Yes. Restore the ability to reproduce. Is that what you're thinking?
Precisely. Merciful Medicus will help us to grow our population and bear descendants. They can do what the High Elder cannot.
Actually, it sounds like the High Elder succeeded where Merciful Medicus didn't.
One day you will come to know that I was right.
Never knew the Vidyadhara had believers in the Plagues Author among their ranks.
Yeah, that one is a little surprising. Said their powers are so different, or the source of their longevity.
It's you, Master Dong Feng. Why did you disgrace yourself?
Sounds like to preserve the Vidyadhara.
You were my hero. I dreamed of being just like you. Of joining the Cloud Knights. But you betrayed the hopes and dreams of the Elders.
This Mirage Echo. He must be a Cloud Knight who fought alongside Don Feng all those years ago.
Yeah.
How many of us perished in that disaster and could not be reincarnated? And my leg was torn off by that abomination.
Ow.
Oh, the pain. The doctors at the Alchemy Commission said I have to reincarnate as soon as possible to avoid affecting my immortal life.
Ooh, yeah.
But my poor comrades have no chance of returning to the ancient sea.
Which is basically them telling you you need to die so that your body may continue living. It's kind of sad, actually.
You once told us that we should cherish every life cycle, and that you would use cloud and magic to heal our wounds. But in the end, All you did was betray us.
Bailu will heal your wounds. Dan Heng, you don't have to listen to him.
I must listen to him very carefully. We cannot afford to miss any information.
If you insist.
I will never forgive you. The High Elder's power belongs to the Vidyadhara of the Luofu. You are unworthy. The Vidyadhara must not sever the High Elder succession tradition just because of you. Hand it over.
I don't think it works like that.
Dan Heng, is this the price we pay for bearing the power of the High Elder? Carrying the weight of all these expectations. All this hatred.
It is a heavy burden to bear, it seems, Bailu. I'm sorry to say. One that really shouldn't be on a child.
Before any of this transpires, you have enough time to prepare.
Right. Or you're supposed to, at least. There's some over here. Nice try. You guys almost got me.
The strength. Heaven's surge. Rise! Awaken, dormant scales. World-cleansing dragon.
We have the upper hand.
Yeah, get this one.
Ready for another? Feeling spiffy? Let's cook and you find
No
the
skill
answer.
points, Sparkle.
I sense a storm. Heaven's surge. Break!
Nice. Good to get you some
Enemy
use
targets
out of
detected.
Sparkle.
Enemy data signet markers activate. Time for a good old counterattack.
Heaven's surge. Rise! Awaken, the world-cleansing dragon.
Obliterating them with the power of the High Elder. I'm glad they actually do make them semi-visible, even without the scouter.
Miss Bailu, are you okay? I was so worried.
Oh, one who's actually kind.
Yuan Li, is that you? I thought something must have happened to you.
Apparently something did. If she's undergone a rebirth.
It's me, Miss Bailu. I'm so sorry that I can't be your maid anymore.
Aww.
But I heard that a smart and talented replacement would be coming soon.
Is the new maid named Huan Shi?
Yes, I suppose you must have met her already. I hope she is more competent than I was.
Aww.
The preceptors are very fearful of you, Miss Bailu. They asked every maid to record your dreams and daily activities. And I did so at first.
But not after a while.
After a while, I felt that the preceptors were asking this not out of concern for you, but for some malevolent purpose.
Right.
So I stopped.
Good. Good on you.
Yuan Li, don't worry. I never told anyone about my dreams.
Aww. What dreams are you having, Bailu?
Good. Then I needn't worry. They'll be assigning me to a different job soon. I hope we have another chance to see each other one day.
Oh, did they kill you? Well, force you into rebirth?
Yes. So long.
Aw. She's already been reborn.
Yes.
That's sad. One of the people who was kind to Bailu.
Let's keep going.
But considering how she's responded to this, Bailu does have a maturity about her. No, you. Stay away. Oh, there's Huan Shi.
Miss Bailu, are you okay? You were in there for such a long time.
Yeah, you got invisible assassins in there. Maybe don't go in. Actually, Dan Heng, I just had a delicious idea. What if you crashed the water on top of them? That force would literally crush them. All that water. They wouldn't survive.
Luckily, I had Dan Heng and her to protect me all the way.
Yes.
If anyone's owed a thanks, it's them.
Yeah, you're there to heal us, though. Been a surprisingly dangerous journey, actually.
I didn't expect those assassins to be so brazen and reckless, storming a sacred place like Scalegorge Waterscape and pursuing
kidding.
you. Rest assured, Miss Bailu, I'll report them to the elders and round them all up.
Good, good. Assuming the elders didn't send them.
Fortunately, the three of you were blessed by the gods. If anything had happened to you, it would have been a dereliction of duty on my part.
Is this the first time we've ever heard the word God dropped in this game? Usually it's just eons. Blessed by the eons. Or something like that. Interesting.
Assassins. None of us mentioned that the danger involved assassins.
Ooh,
How did you know that?
That's a very good catch there, Dan Heng.
Oh, it's because we were already attacked at the ferry, no? I was just worried that those people would try and attack you again.
You said those assassins only came from Mr. Dan Heng. But the ones we met in the ruins were coming from me instead.
So they were going for you. Interesting. Is that a smile?
Perhaps the real dereliction of duty was that not enough happened to you.
You bitch. Fuck you, Wenshi.
So, did the elders send you to take out the unworthy High Elder?
Apparently so. You bastard. And they have the kind maid killed, basically. And then put in their own, because, you know, she wasn't kowtowing to them, helping them in their mission. And then place a rat. Oh, screw you. And the High Elders. Or not the Elders. High Elder is Bailu.
That was my idea alone. How could the Preceptors have come up with that?
Oh? Huh.
From my perspective, the Vidyadhara requires only one High Elder. A second High Elder, one who is weak and useless, must be removed.
But she's currently under the protection of the High Elder you want. The strong one.
Miss Bailu, our relationship as mistress and maid ends here. Farewell.
Can we kill her? End them. Oh. Oh, that's mean. Bailu became all of their targets.
Heaven Surge. Break.
You don't look so good.
Let's regenerate some.
I'm on guard.
Protect Bailu.
The strength.
Let me tend your wounds.
Lance at the ready.
Keep them coming. Really isn't much shield there.
Awaken, dormant skin. World cleansing dragon.
Lance ablaze. Lance.
I haven't used the protection form in a long time.
You don't look so good.
That boss fight with on Unreal 6 was really awesome. The moment when we come under the gaze of the protection under Klipoth.
Heaven, sir. Rise!
Fantastic track and everything.
The times are changed.
Here we go. Oh, hello.
Am I too late?
Ah, Jingliu! Good to see you.
Did you bring reinforcements?
Yes,
Time for the reinforcements.
himself.
I am the reinforcement.
Yes, you are. He is reinforcement unto himself.
Show no mercy.
The fools.
Heaven surge. Break. Awaken the
Leave her alone, you
world-cleansing dragon.
bastard. Don't worry, Bailu.
Conflict is pitiless.
Let me
Got
tend
you.
your wounds.
I'm on guard.
Sense a storm. Heaven surge. Rise.
Ah, leave her alone.
What's in your prescription?
Do not fret.
Here is thunder.
Okay, I should have disabled it. Yes, good.
Lance at the ready. Lance ablaze. Lance forward.
You must have your counter, right? That's what happens when you hit 8.
A foregone conclusion.
I'm on guard.
Get it. No, she's not doing anything.
Show no mercy.
Heaven surge. Break.
There's no time to lose.
Lance.
Secret of the safe.
Leave Bailu alone.
Nice teamwork.
The strength. Heaven surge. Rise. Awaken the world-cleansing
You're a
dragon.
tough bastard. I'll give you that. There we go.
A pity. So close.
Don't worry, Bailu. There are many aboard the Xianzhou, aboard the Luofu, that care for you and respect you and consider you a great leader.
Did the Preceptors truly believe that nobody knew of their scheme? They should return to their senses. Attacking the Dragon Lady only destroys what little prestige they have remaining.
Ooh. Yes.
The whole thing was planned by me and me alone. Beware of false charges, General.
I don't know. That to me sounds like you're just giving them plausible deniability. You went in knowing you'd be the fall guy.
Save your breath. We'll know the truth once the Cloud Knights send you to the 10 Lords Commission's judges.
Yeah. They'll extract it from you.
Too late, Jingliu. I go no further.
Oh, is she gonna kill herself? Oh, damn.
I always felt useless in the eyes of the elders. A false dragon who failed to inherit the power of the High Elder.
Man. I guess the Vidyadhara are down one more.
And today I realized they'll use any means of removing me.
Unfortunately, it does seem to be the case.
Not all of the Vidyadhara harbor evil intentions.
True.
If you feel uneasy, Dragon Lady, the Seat of Divine Foresight can arrange for you to stay elsewhere.
That might be for the best for now. I mean, the elders can't be trusted. Not all Vidyadhara harbor evil intentions, but unfortunately those with power seem to.
Thank you, General. I'd like to talk more with Dan Heng first.
Aw.
Very well. I will await all of you at the fair.
See you there, Jingliu. Bailu.
The Vidyadhara have neither parents nor family members. Once
Right.
born, the teacher is assigned to instruct the young Vidyadhara in the art of Cloud Hymn, as well as various life skills.
Right, which I guess is their form of magic.
Dan Heng, did you have a teacher like that?
I don't suppose he did, since he was exiled so early on.
If you're asking about Vidyadhara tradition, I'm afraid that's something I never had any experience of.
Yeah.
I've always been a wanderer. I can never return to my homeland.
Honestly, at this point, is it even your homeland? I mean, home is where the heart is. They cast you out from birth for a crime that isn't your own. The Express welcomes you.
In my fragmented dreams, I meet enemies on the battlefield. But in my travels, I meet many people who I can describe with the word teacher.
Oh, exactly.
As far back as
And
I
family,
can remember,
even.
I've had the preceptors and alchemy commission healers telling me what to do. Cure diseases, save lives. I don't know if that counts as teaching.
Not necessarily. Sounds more like instructing, but not in the instructor-teacher kind of way.
You know something? It feels like you're the teacher I've been
Aww,
waiting for.
yeah.
Virtuous in the past life, master in the next life. Perhaps we were friends or disciples in our previous incarnations.
Maybe. Though now I'm thinking you didn't have a previous incarnation and that you are the new life. Really, it sounds like Dan Feng was your father more than anything else. Unless I'm completely misreading the situation. It's possible.
A friend or disciple of Dan Feng? Maybe.
Then again, I feel like they probably would know who Bailu was in her past life. I don't think Dan Feng could have kept something like that a secret.
Miss Bailu, at first, I was worried that your title of High Elder was in name only, and that an absence of true power would eventually put you in grave danger.
But
it seems I was overthinking things. You have no shortage of true power.
you're right. She did inherit the power of the High Elder. She's just, like I said, she's young. And her power is more geared towards healing than combat, but that's not a bad thing. It's a very respectable thing.
You mean the power to repair the seal? The power you taught me?
I don't think that's something you can just teach. Pretty sure that's something you either have or you don't.
The Mirage Echoes of Scalegorge Waterscape mentioned that not only was Dan Feng a brave warrior, he could heal others with Cloud Hymn magic.
Right. That's a good point. One did mention that, which the power to fight went to Dan Heng. The power to heal went to Bailu. Dan Feng, did he split himself in two?
What you have is the power of the High Elder that belongs to you. The power of life that can reforge the Arbor Seal and the vitality of the eternal roots. It is a world away from my power of destruction.
Yeah, a more valuable power from a certain point of view.
In that case, Dunfeng probably had a gentle side to him too, right?
I imagine he did.
Perhaps.
We should
Dan
head
Heng
back
has a
to
gentle
the
side.
healer's market. I have other things to do today. Let's go.
Alright, follow you there, Bailu. This has been fascinating. I don't know, I mean, none of this has been confirmed, but...
Now that the seal is repaired, my affairs on the Xianzhou have drawn to an end. For the time being.
But these ideas that they put into my head make me kind of really interested in Dongfeng and exploring this further, honestly. This has been exceedingly fascinating.
Are you planning on staying on the Luofu? The banishment decree has been revoked, and the preceptors have regained an awareness of the situation. This is your chance to return to your homeland.
A homeland who doesn't want him? Well, some do, I suppose, but, Dongfeng belongs to the Astral Express. No, he doesn't belong to the Astral Express. He does belong with the Astral Express, though. He should stay, but remember to write to us. Let's just wait for his response.
As a nameless, the Express still needs me.
Yes. We are his family.
Ah, that is a pity.
Yeah. But he'll visit. Guangjin.
I think I should refrain from violating the healer's orders any further.
You should.
The weariness is creeping up on me once again. Time to lie down.
Beginning to think this whole thing was a ploy to get you close to her so you could protect her. You weren't really hurt at all, were you?
Farewell, all of you.
Farewell. For the moment. I'm pretty sure I'm going to see you again very, very shortly. Oh, yeah, continuation of this. Been avoiding triggering these just so I don't forget the details when it comes time for me to actually do them. But, Zichao? Thank you, Stel. Heron Express has reestablished... Oh, all of them? With the lost side cranes. By the way, I asked my colleague, and there... Oh, never mind. Still 5 missing. If you see them, please help them out. Thank you. Oh, no, this is a continuation. Okay. Just now, a colleague informed me that we have reconnected with another missing side crane. Now we only have 4 left to find. Please be on the lookout for them. Don't you look for them at all? Am I the only one looking for them? Of course we're looking for them. Believe me. Yeah, you're not going to find a single one. I don't believe you. All right. All right, that put us over the edge to 10 polls here. Let's see if we can't get that 5-star. And if it can't be Tribby. Yeah, there we go. Come on. Come on, give me the triplets. No. Nada. That's not it. No, don't shatter someone's home. Ow. Ying Xing. He's a good boy, but he's not a good... Well, he's a good fighter canonically. He's not that... Oh. At least give me Clara. Or Branya. That's disappointing. Damn it. Sorry, Tribby. I was really hoping. Well, next one's guaranteed, then. Of course, we're probably not going to get it on the next banner. Ying Xing, how do you compare to my other hunt characters? I don't have very many. In fact, let me look at the hunts. Yeah, ratios, suit. Little Sushang, Dan Heng, you, and then Mose. I think Dr. Ratio's probably the best of the bunch. I'm betting you better be better than 4-star Dan Heng, the default character. As a 5-star, as on your honor as a 5-star, you better be better. Same with Sushang and Mose, but I don't know. Svelte Saber. When Ying Xing attacks a frozen enemy, he deals ice damage, additional damage equal to 60% of his attack. Okay. Is not considered an attack. So does that mean it bypasses defenses? If so, that's kind of nice.
It feels like the stars just got brighter.
You know who could have taken me to the stars, Ying Xing? Tribby on her little adorable rocket. All right, next up, Cloud. Well, last up even, until we continue on with the war dance. Clouds leave no trace. Show anonymous letter to Pom Pom. Letter without a sender silently lies in the Express's parlor car. No one knows of its arrival, just like how no one knows who will receive it. Well, let us go there and see. Alrighty, Pom Pom. You have a letter for me.
Heave ho! Heave ho!
What are you heaving and hoeing, though, Pom Pom?
Trailblazer, do you need help with something?
Was that for the broom? There's a letter on the table. Who sent it?
Pom Pom's been cleaning up this whole time and didn't see any letters.
Wait, can I read the letter? Where is it? This is creepy. Did someone sneak onto the Express?
What? Huh? Don't scare Pom Pom like that. Why are there always strange things sneaking onto our train?
It's weird.
Pom Pom is going to upgrade the security level around here.
Don't worry, Pom Pom. It's probably fine. There's not other creepy things on the train, like a mysterious ghost lady from the Garden of Remembrance or anything. Don't worry. Though, that is weird that this letter appeared here without Pom Pom even knowing. I assumed we had some form of mail system, but...
What does the letter say?
Hand the letter over to Pom Pom.
It looks like an invitation. Who could have sent it? Does Dan Heng have any friends on the Luofu?
Yes.
If Pom Pom remembers correctly, he said he was exiled from there, right?
He was, but he also has friends. Bailu's a kind of a friend at this point. Jingliu is kind of a friend at this point. He was more a friend of Dan Feng, but it seems that passes down to being kind of friends with Dan Heng as well. I mean, that's basically it, but still. Friends. Jingliu?
Unlikely. If the general sent the letter, he would have signed it.
That's actually a really good point. He wouldn't be secret. Blade's a more likely option.
Why don't you show Dan Heng the letter? You know where to find him.
I do know where to find him. Can I actually read it first, though? No? Hey, Dan Heng, how you doing?
Huh? What is it? Do you need something?
Not exactly, but I wanted to show you something. There's a letter for you. Someone's inviting you to return to old ground.
There's no signature.
Nope.
And it doesn't mention a time or place.
Okay, that's weird.
Looks like whoever sent this expects me to remember. Unfortunately, I'm going to disappoint them.
Interesting, so they don't tell you where or when to meet them. Why so serious? I know, could it be Blade?
The handwriting does seem like that of a swordmaster, but Blade would have gotten straight to the point.
How does the handwriting of a sword master differ from everyone else, Dan Heng?
It's an invitation, all right, but this is too mysterious to be him.
Huh. Jingliu, maybe?
Let me hold on to the letter. Anything related to Dan Feng's past should be handled with care.
Very true. Looks like Stella agrees. Did you remember something? Appearance of this letter makes you feel uneasy. You evoke the cloud hymn, and a droplet of water condenses from the air and soaks into the letter. Handwriting disappears, and another line of writing blurs due to the water stain. Of 5 people, 3 must pay a price. Did that line appear?
Just as I thought. There was more than met the eye. Letting her leave first was a wise choice.
I'm not so sure I agree.
Can't put her in danger again because of this.
No, it's okay, Dan Heng. We're friends. Comrades, even.
But if he didn't send the letter, then who did?
Yeah, my money's on Jingliu.
Maybe I should make a trip to the seat of divine foresight. I need to ask Jing Yuan about the stellar hunters.
She's really the only other sword master. And, equally mysterious. And she did come up in one of the earlier quests, finally. Oh, we're Jingliu now. Nice. Oh. And now Jingliu's over there. Oh, they're freaking out.
After all this time away from the Luofu, the seat of divine foresight has only become more hostile. It's quite reassuring.
Reassuring? You like that you're getting this kind of reception? Also, didn't you win your little fight? How did Ying Xing get you back here? You voluntarily came?
Relax. You needn't be so cautious, young man. I'm just reminiscing about the old days.
I do wonder how old you actually are, Jingliu.
However, I never thought Jing Yuan would send you to accompany me. It would seem our fates are intertwined.
Indeed.
Huh?
Dan Heng or Jing Yuan? That's Dan Heng.
I've got my work cut out for me today.
Why? It's just Dan Heng.
Well, if it isn't Dan Heng.
Not a fan of him. You know he's friends with the general, right? I need to speak to the general about something.
Greetings. I need to speak to the general about something.
Looking for compensation for the injuries I gave you?
Hardly.
I accept full responsibility. They can deduct my next 100 years' salary if they like.
100 years? You didn't hurt him that bad, buddy. That won't be necessary.
That won't be necessary. The Cloud Knights were doing their duty. I should be apologizing for any damage I caused myself.
No.
You came at a bad time. The General is busy with urgent work. You probably won't be able to meet with him today. But he did leave a message. Dan Heng, do you recognize the person on the steps?
Do you? I think so.
I can't say that I know her, but she does look a little familiar. Is she a guest of the General's?
So someone Don Feng knew then.
You don't remember her? I see. I suppose the memories of your previous life really were wiped clean after the rebirth.
You're also a Vidyadhara. That shouldn't be surprising, should it? That's how it typically goes.
That is Jingliu, the previous sword champion of the Xianzhou Luofu. She was the closest friend of Imbibitor Lune, your previous incarnation. She was also the General's master.
Oh, so she is the one who trained Jingliu. And Ying Xing thought he could beat her. That was pretty adorable. And the closest friend of Don Feng. So she might know more about what he was up to then.
According to records of wars past, her blade has slain countless denizens of abundance. Not even the feather guards of the Wing Weaver, the father wolf of the Borisin, or the gigantic mecha beast could withstand a single strike from her. She's a renowned legend.
The Wing Weaver? I wonder if that's going to come back with, the whole Borisin thing in this war dance.
However, those are ancient stories. It's a shame that even a hero like her wasn't able to break free of Mara.
Oh?
It is said that in the end, Jingliu lost her sanity and slaughtered anyone in sight.
Oh.
She was deemed a criminal and fled to outer worlds.
Wait, so how did she regain her sanity? I was wondering how old she was. How close to the end of her life, or, non-Mara-struck life she was, but apparently she's beyond that somehow.
With her powers, you'd think there would be no one capable of bringing her in. For some reason, she arrived on the Luofu with a suspect disguised as a traveling merchant and said she wanted to turn herself in.
Did she? Wanted to turn herself in? That wasn't in the last part of this sort of Jingliu quest chain. She explicitly was looking for Blade at the time, I think.
Her surrender came with one condition: that she be allowed a day of freedom before the trial.
Oh.
She wanted to travel to Scalegorge waterscape and meet with her old friends one last time. I can't believe Jingyuan actually agreed.
I mean, do you really think you can stop her? You are getting the chance to try her at her leisure. I mean, based on what you described. I mean, it's not like you have a choice in the matter.
Before he left, he ordered us to accompany Jingliu during her last day on the Luofu. We're hosting an honored guest. We're escorting a criminal.
Both are true at the same time. Qingzhu suddenly stops talking. Like her, you perceive a chill settling in the air around you.
Imbibitor Lune, you're here.
She remembers you, or recognizes you.
Since you traveled all this way, why don't you come and talk with me?
I'm actually, based on what they've just described, I mean, she is actually really good, I feel like. Maybe getting power crept, I don't know. But I'm surprised she's not actually even stronger. Then again, based on what she said last time, she swore off using the sword ages ago. So perhaps rusty.
Or should I call you by your name in this lifetime? Don Heng.
If you would, please.
Master Don Heng. She's asking for you specifically.
Of course.
Be careful. Don't underestimate her.
You mean like you did, Yanqing? These guys are... I mean, you do know Yanqing got his butt whooped by her. You really don't stand a chance. Regular Cloud Knights. Just saying.
When I left the Xianzhou, I heard they took away your scales and horns, forced you into a hatching rebirth, and detained you in the shackling prison.
I don't know if that's all quite right. I mean, they failed to take away his scales and horns. They did force him into a hatching rebirth. They also didn't detain him, or maybe they did for a time. They exiled him, though.
I thought Imbibitor Lunae had been wiped from this world. But then I returned to the Luofu and watched as you parted the sea.
You saw that?
After all these years, it was a magnificent sight to behold.
Where were you watching from? Huh. Also, apparently Imbibitor Lunae is specifically Dongfeng. Not just a title that goes to whoever controls that power. Do I know you?
Do we know each other?
The answer to that is both yes and no.
Right.
However, your cold and indifferent tone is identical to the person I knew back then.
Of course.
If my guess is correct, the preceptors were unwilling to allow the Ichor line to end, and hoped for the Imbibitor Lunae's resurrection. That is why they tampered with the molting rebirth.
Wait.
And turned you into what you are now.
You saying... Maybe I misunderstood some things. It's sounding like it's because of the preceptors that Dongfeng was born with the Imbibitor power, that it didn't go to Bailu. I thought that was Dongfeng's actions. Do you also wish, maybe they said this earlier and I just don't remember. Do you also wish to restore the High Elder succession? Do you want to make Imbibitor Lunae pay for what they've done?
Imbibitor Lunae's actions affected many. Are you here to set things straight?
I doubt it.
I, too, am a criminal. What right have I to deliver punishment?
I am still very curious how you are avoiding Mara at this point, while maintaining your memories.
I returned to the Luofu so I could surrender myself to the Alliance and atone for my sins.
Why now, though?
I did, however, have one request before the trial. I asked to be given a single day to go and see old friends, and to fulfill promises I made long ago. Jingliu has always been an understanding person. He heard that you would be coming and agreed to my request.
You sent the letter, right?
So, you're the one that mailed the letter to the Express.
That's right.
Right. Why did you need to see him so badly? In the meantime... Oh? Stel or Jingliu maybe?
The sea's depths
conceal
Luoka. No stone, and dragons' breaths reveal the moon. The scenery of Scalegorge waterscape is truly as magnificent as the poems describe.
I almost forgot about you. Yeah, what you were doing here was never actually resolved or revealed even. At least not that I remember. Sort of, the last we saw of you is with the judge. I think it was Shui Yi, actually. As the arbor sprouted, and then I don't think we ever saw you again. Maybe. Are you assisting Jingliu, maybe? Maybe you're the one helping her resist the Mara?
But as a suspect, shouldn't I be bound and interrogated in the shackling prison? Is it really appropriate to bring me to a place like this, General?
What is your game? General probably knows something, but...
Holding you in the shackling prison would be more trouble than it's worth. For security purposes, we will be performing your trial here.
Interesting. Yeah, it almost sounds like he wants to go to the shackling prison.
For security purposes. I suppose it's not my security you're talking about.
No.
The Stellaron's descent. The Ambrosial Arbor's resurrection. The Destruction Emanator's impersonation of the Amicassator.
It was less impersonation and more puppeteering. Rip Tingyun. I'm still not sure if we ever actually knew the real Tingyun or if it was always the Emanator.
According to the Skyfaring Commission's investigations, you arrived on the Luofu with a group of merchants, but didn't make a single trade during your stay. Your departure coincided with the day the calamities took place.
Right.
You took advantage of the chaos to sneak into the shackling prison, but seemingly took no course of action.
You snuck
now
in.
You claim that you are responsible for the Stellaron crisis and wish to surrender yourself.
Huh. What is your game? I don't actually believe you. You snuck into the shackling prison, did nothing there, or at least seemingly. Claimed to be responsible for the Stellaron crisis, when we know that's the result of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus, and I suppose the Emanator. And then you just surrender. What is your game?
Your behavior truly is puzzling. I can't seem to piece together your motive.
Me neither. Or what you actually done, for that matter.
I was asked to deliver a token in my capacity as a traveling merchant. I knew nothing of its significance.
Token?
I admit I did have my own agenda for entering the shackling prison, but in the end, I found that the Luofu did not possess what I was looking for.
And what were you looking for? Was it Blade maybe as well? A lot of people want to find him. And he did spend a brief period of time down there, I think. He escaped before your arrival, actually.
It is through fear of punishment that I am choosing to surrender. The galaxy is a vast place, but I am merely a wanderer. It would be silly of me to think that I could outrun the Alliance.
Yeah, I don't believe you.
Merely a wanderer. You're too modest, Lacha.
Lacha.
Do I need to remind you of your actions at the Eternity Fortress and the Shroud Veil Star Zone?
Yeah, I was pretty sure I was mispronouncing his name. But I couldn't remember it. I've only ever heard it once before, I think. Gotcha. I'm sure I'll forget it again. The Eternity Fortress and the Shroud Veil Star Zone. Yes, please do remind him. And specifically me.
Or must I utter that tongue twister of a name?
His real name. Because I remember Lacha was a fake name.
They don't call you the Divine Foresight for nothing, General.
So you see through him. You just can't grasp his motive. You know who he really is. It's more than we know, or I know.
You flatter me. Fortunately, I did my research, or this conversation would have been quite dry.
Seeing that you sense something is amiss, are you looking to defend me and clear my name of suspicion?
I hope he doesn't do so without at least telling me what he knows.
That is beyond my control. Attempting to undermine the Alliance is a grave crime. According to protocol, you are to be held on the Xianzhou Shuling for a joint trial before the 10 Lords Commission and the 7 Arbiter Generals.
Wait, that's right, there are 7 of you generals. We only ever have really seen the 3 so far. You, was it Fei Xiao? And, the Smith, whose name is escaping me. After that most recent bid, I was coming under the impression there were only that many. Plus the head general.
However, at present, you have the
7
opportunity
ships,
to
then.
enjoy the beautiful scenery of Scalegorge waterscape. It will be the last view of the Luofu you ever lay eyes on.
Ooh. So, yeah, I'm not exactly happy with him. What did he do? What is he?
She told me that the High Cloud Quintet once gathered and feasted here hundreds of years ago.
Jingliu?
The unparalleled sword techniques of your master, the mesmerizing cloud hymn magic of Imbibitor Lunae Dan Feng, the artful piloting skills of Bai Heng, the divine weapons crafted by the Juming artisan Ying Xing, and the unmatched stratagem of the general.
All to defeat the beast that was summoned?
The 5 of you vanquished evil from the world, creating legendary tales in your wake. Unfortunately, nothing lasts forever, and the High Cloud Quintet disbanded as each of you went your separate ways. You removed me from the shackling prison and decided to interrogate me here. But not for security purposes. You wish to discuss things that shouldn't be overheard.
I mean, he has 2 other people here. They aren't supposed to be overheard, that seems ill-advised.
You wish to discuss the one person you've avoided mentioning up to now. Your master, Jingliu.
Honestly, at this point, I mean, I'm very interested in her. But right now, I'm even more curious about you, Luofu. And your relationship to her, too.
We can head out now. I would like to visit a few places from my memories, enjoy a glass of wine,
oh yeah,
and reminisce about the good times.
Have you mistaken yourself for a tourist?
Ying Xing, remember, she can kick your ass at a, moment's notice. Don't antagonize her.
I would make a wonderful tourist.
I'm sure you would. It has been ages since you were here.
Lower your guard, young man. I have already surrendered myself to the Alliance, and I will keep my word. Besides, your general has already agreed to my request.
Right. It's not your place to question it, Ying Xing.
Imbibitor Lunae, you must accompany me. I won't take no for an answer. Regardless of whether you're still interested in your previous life, accepting my letter means that you've accepted my invitation.
I suppose that makes sense.
Lead the way.
And
where should we start?
I don't think you could
Should we
refuse.
go to
She's
Stargazer Navalia
strong.
first, or to the Artisanship Commission?
Your choice.
So many memories are swirling inside my head. I can't get a grasp on any of them.
I wonder if her being Mara struck has anything to do with why she wears the blindfold.
When the people of the Xianzhou live to be more than 1,000 years old,
1,000.
each day is like carrying the weight of a mountain through an interminable maze.
Oh God, that's how old you are? A literal millennia. Over, in fact. Damn.
How hard is it to choose a destination? We're going to Stargazer Navalia. Problem solved.
The young are the antidote. Stargazer Navalia it is.
Good job there, Ying Xing. Breaking the indecision. Hule, a brood lord of Borison. Held in the shackling prison. Wait, wasn't the Lord of the Borison named something else we saw earlier?
If it's star skiffs you wanted to see, we could have headed to the Jade Gate. Why did we come all the way here?
Yeah, there's some memory that's here. Silly.
Young man, have you ever heard of Bai Heng, the Foxian pilot?
A dear old friend of yours who's probably no longer around.
Bai Heng. I think I've seen that name somewhere before.
Someone from well before your time. Bai Heng. Pilot. The name is unfamiliar to you and elicits no feelings. However, a voice inexplicably rings in your ears.
Let the noble High Elder drown the enemies in rain. We just need a watch from the sky, I presume?
Bai Heng, is that you? The noble High Elder, that's referring to Don Feng.
Imbibitor Lunae, if memories are returning to you, share them.
I only remember fragments.
I think she was one of Imbibitor Lunae's comrades.
She was a comrade and friend to both Imbibitor Lunae and all of us.
You, the general, and someone else I'm forgetting. There were 5 of you. A quintet. We're missing one.
That's all in the past now. The reason we came to Stargazer Navalia is because I wanted to pay tribute to her here.
Aw.
Huh? You mean the Foxian soul-soothing ceremony?
Maybe. Or some other form of tribute.
Yes, the sending off of a star skiff.
Oh, that's
it
sweet.
It represents the voyage of the deceased into the stars. Due to circumstances beyond my control, I never had the chance to bid farewell to her.
Aw.
It is something I have regretted to this day.
Damn, Jingliu. Of course.
As for procuring a star skiff, I know they can be manufactured here, but I know nothing of the process.
You probably should have asked for more than a day. Or just negotiated for one to be provided.
I see. Follow me. I don't know anything about manufacturing star skiffs either.
Yeah.
But getting these machines to work shouldn't be too hard. Careful. There's still Stellaron spirits lurking around.
What, these things?
No need to worry about the two of us.
Yeah. No, we're fine. What do we have here?
We've arrived. All ship production in Stargazer Navalia starts here.
Ah, so we're actually gonna make a new one. How long does that take?
Just enter the command into the device. The vessel used to cultivate star skiff seeds will be activated.
Starskiff.
And a ship will appear in the skyport soon after.
Starskiff seeds. We grow starskiffs. Am I understanding this right, Ying Xing? It's weird.
I remember now. I've seen Bai Heng's name in books before.
Of course.
You like to read? I couldn't tell.
Oh, jeez. Damn.
Hey, I don't read much, but the general forced me to finish a bunch of ancient volumes during my training.
Ancient volumes.
I remember one called Views of the Universe from a Star Skiff. The author's name was Bai Heng.
I guess they are actually ancient, but not really from a Cienjo perspective. I mean, they're from Jingliu's time and even the generals.
That's right. Bai Heng was the one who wrote that travelogue.
It was actually really interesting. 90% of it was about starskiff crashes on different worlds and dangerous situations.
That sounds interesting.
It also had records of local species and ecosystems. I remember thinking, how could an ace pilot crash land her starskiff so many times? Then I realized that every time, she made the best of the situation and got back alive.
Yeah.
Her luck really was out of this world.
Well, no, the reason she could crash land so many times is because she was an ace pilot. Therefore, she successfully crash landed and was able to do it again.
Indeed.
Not luck, skill.
Her luck always astonished us. Whenever she piloted a mission, you could almost guarantee a narrow escape from the jaws of some abundance behemoth.
Damn.
Or a miraculous return from behind enemy lines.
So, Jingliu, you were the master of Jingliu, but you were never general yourself, right? You weren't even a Cloud Knight, were you? Just a master swordswoman.
Very few star skiffs she piloted were able to return to port in one piece.
Damn.
The folks at the Skyfaring Commission secretly referred to her as the Star Skiff Killer.
Damn. So, was she really good and just got into hairy situations because you all lived for danger and were constantly biting off, well, challenging extremely dangerous situations, or was she truly not a very good pilot and was actually just really lucky?
She also possessed an uncanny ability to predict future events.
Oh.
Inauspicious ones, at least. Every ill omen that came out of her mouth would sure enough come true.
Divination
Very
Commission.
few Cloud Knights had the courage to accompany her on missions. However, when it came to surviving, her fortunes were incredible. Even in the worst situations imaginable, she was always able to turn the tide.
The source of her luck?
Luck is a type of strength, after all. I hope that this ship, built for the Star Skiff Killer, will also be able to return to the stars.
Before long, the Starskiff assembly line started to operate.
Ha! That'll do it. The Starskiff assembly line has been activated.
Excellent.
The Starskiff will take shape and enter the skyport. Let's go wait for it there. It won't be long.
Of course.
Thank you, young man.
I'm actually gonna change my team. Just switched out for
the Starskiff is complete.
Any sustained, really.
After being away from the Luofu for so long, I can finally say farewell to you.
Aw. Yeah. It's kind of sad you never had the chance to say goodbye.
So, what happened to Bai Heng in the end?
In the end, I do not think the details are necessary. We are here today to commemorate her.
I'm a little curious, but, I mean, she lived a long life and probably died before being Mara struck, or whatever the actual Foxian version of the ceremony is. I think it's different from the Xianzhou natives. They might just die naturally.
In Baibider Lune, do you still remember the battle against Shuhu?
No? It was a bloody battle against the denizens of abundance. Don Feng fought in that battle.
The Abundance Emanator, Shu Hu, rallied a great army and attacked the Alliance. I read about it in the Shackling prison.
An Abundance Emanator. That must be hard to kill. I have to imagine.
You seem to be interested in learning about your past life.
Recently, yes, actually.
Still, all of that was erased. After Shuhu attacked the borders, he disappeared without a trace.
Oh.
There are no records of his remains either.
So you never actually defeated him? Just disappeared? Left or vanished? Like left and never saw again, or literally vanished before your eyes kind of deal?
Let me refresh your memory. During that battle, Bai Heng, being the headstrong girl that she was, managed to exhaust the luck that was bestowed upon her by the Rainbow Arbiter.
Damn.
She charged ahead and shattered the enemy's defenses, allowing the Xianzhou soldiers to break through Shuhu's sanguinary abyss and awaken you from your dragon's delirium.
Huh.
She was not able to walk out of that fight. We all shoulder a debt that we will never be able to repay.
No kidding. The sanguinary abyss. I don't know if I've ever heard of his dragon's delirium. Or what the source of that was.
For the Cloud Knights,
even what it was.
Giving up one's life on the battlefield is an honor. But that wasn't something you believed in Baibider Lune.
Right. I mean...
You couldn't accept that Bai Heng was gone. Instead of leaving her to eternal rest, you decided to... You made a mistake that can never be undone.
His crime? What was the mistake, Jingliu?
There is no need to respond in Baibider Lune. Your answer is no longer important. And now, I will send off this star skiff.
Going off the previous speculation, idea of Bailu having been created by Don Feng, she wasn't always a Vidyadhara. Maybe Bai Heng became Bailu? Maybe? Hopefully we get a more clear answer, but... Send it off.
Bai Heng, I've brought your flagon. This was a gift handmade by him, though he never got the chance to give it to you in person.
By Don Feng, or...
I'm sorry it took so long for me to find it. Only by bringing it to you will my nightmares be calmed.
Oh.
I will fulfill what you asked of me.
Oh.
I will keep my word, even if it requires me to cut down the stars in the sky.
Damn. But what was asked of you? Because you've volunteered yourself to be imprisoned, haven't you?
Let's go. The Artisanship Commission is next.
And hopefully with it some answers. And there's the arbor. I think. Yeah.
Since the Arbor's resurrection, the land has been crawling with abominations. Even the Artisanship Commission's prized creation furnace is hanging on by a thread.
That's right, yeah. I mean, the Artisanship Commission was hit really hard.
The crisis happened too suddenly. All the craftsmen and apprentices fled. Only a single master craftsman was left to hold the line.
Yeah, he did,
until
though.
reinforcements arrived. That's how the creation furnace was saved.
He's still about, actually. I don't know if I actually completed all the missions he had for us. All the quests. Well, puzzles.
Interesting. Stubborn beyond valuing his own life. That reminds me of an extremely arrogant acquaintance. If he were to see the chaos of the Artisanship Commission today, he would burst into laughter at the Xianzhou's incompetence.
I wonder who this extremely arrogant acquaintance is.
What's that supposed to mean? What's wrong with saving your own life and waiting for the Cloud Knights to arrive?
I don't think that's what she was saying. Stubborn beyond valuing his own life. It's basically the opposite of what you were just saying, Genshin.
And yet where were the Cloud Knights when danger was at the door? From what I heard, it was a group of Outworlders that came to the rescue.
It was. This is one of them. Well, actually, no. I don't think Dan Heng had found us yet.
The Luofu's delves are big places.
He was with Lacha, actually.
Besides, some of the troops were deployed to the Yao Qing's campaign. The Cloud Knights were spread thin. It was impossible to guard everywhere at once.
Yeah.
Young man, why don't we continue our previous contest? Show me whether the sword techniques you are so proud of have improved.
I mean, it hasn't been that long, has it?
You just want me to do all the work. You think I'm gonna grant endless requests for a criminal?
You go on ahead this time. We'll meet up at the creation furnace.
Why did you send him away?
For a private talk?
It is of no importance. But you and I haven't had a decent contest in ages.
Ah.
I don't plan on fighting.
I'm not asking you to point your spear at me. Could it be that the abominations here aren't enough to motivate you?
I don't know.
Stream. Come on already. What took you so long this time?
Hopefully there wasn't actually dialogue in there that was of any importance. Yeah, good job, buddy.
Imbibiter Lunae. We have all the time in the world.
You have a day. Yeah, I don't think Ying Xing realizes you're playing him.
Stream forth. The gleam of old blades.
Oh, this one is an elite enemy.
The sphere still recognizes you as its master.
Enemy targets
Imbibiter Lunae. Do you know who crafted it for you?
Oh, that was the other one, the fifth that I was forgetting.
With me ever since my exile. I don't remember when I started wielding it.
Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
Crafted for you by...
Free will,
I don't remember his name, but...
Still waters of oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
I think the, basically the predecessor to the current general of the... Was it the Yao Qing? No, I think that was Fei Xiao. The old guy, though.
Ready for another? Do this!
Stand down. Blade of moonlight.
Oh, yeah.
You can continue to convince yourself that you are merely the reincarnation of Dan Feng and have nothing to do with his sins. And you can keep insisting that you have forgotten everything.
I mean, he has something to do with his sins. He's related, the byproduct of them, but he is not responsible for them. I just will never agree with that perspective.
But you cannot run from combat, Dan Heng. Your spearmanship is identical to Imbibitor Lunay's.
Sure.
Combat is like smelting, purging the impurities with burning flames and exposing a person's true nature.
Okay.
Those are the words of the one who made Cloudpiercer for you. Do you remember? Out of all of us, you were the closest to him. It was strange, really.
See why we're in the Artisanship Commission.
To see someone so arrogant get along with someone so proud.
Wait, was he the arrogant one you were referring to earlier? Ying Xing? In your dreams, you see a man with an indistinct face, standing arrogantly and irreverently in front of the spear rack where the Cloudpiercer is placed.
This spear is sharp enough to pierce dragon scales. Be careful, High Elder, lest you hurt yourself with it.
Ying Xing.
You still remember his name?
Didn't you mention it earlier? Actually, no, that might have been Lacha who was mentioning them. All the names earlier.
When he was but a child, he swore to take revenge on the abominations. That's what drove him to travel across the stars to the Xianzhou to receive training.
So, he wasn't from the Xianzhou? So he has short life, or...?
When I first met him, he wasn't even as tall as my sword. But he was boasting about mastering all the crafts of the Artisanship Commission by the time he was 100 years old. The little brat was no less arrogant than the High Elder.
You truly are far older than all of the others of the quintet. Damn. But he swore to take revenge on the abominations, drove him to travel all across the stars to the Xianzhou. But then you say he was boasting about mastering the crafts by the time he was 100. I guess he could have just been a really old person, but it sounds like you're implying he was long life.
At first, I wasn't too fond of his defiant nature. But when we met again, he was able to craft weapons that astonished the master craftsman. He even snatched the Artisanship Commission title of Furnace Master.
Nice. So you have the blade or the sword champion of the Xianzhou, or was it the Luofu? The Furnace Master, High Elder, the Imbibitor Lunay, General, the Divine Foresight, and then the Lucky Starskiff Killer. Quite the grouping.
Unfortunately, the Alliance would never allow a short-life
So he was short-life, okay.
The Artisanship Commission. He was only able to prove his worth alongside us outcasts in the end.
Oh, so he lived a long time. 100 years. Hey, Yenching. We're having conversation.
You didn't go easy just so I would get here first, did you?
She manipulated you just so she could have a conversation with Dan Heng alone. You kind of fell for it, hook, line, and sinker.
Of course not. Your technique must have improved so much that I simply couldn't keep up with you.
Don't fall for it, Ying Xing.
So, are we here to commemorate your short-life species friend?
I imagine so.
Eavesdropping is a bad habit. Besides, when did I ever say he was no longer in this world?
Did he become, the same as the Xianzhou natives somehow, or?
Even the cryo capsules wouldn't be able to extend the life expectancy of a short-life species for long. If he is still alive, he must be ancient.
He wouldn't really be short life at that point. He became a long life species.
He transformed into a long life species?
It's not Blade, is it?
Correct. Such are the twists of destiny. Some people are born with unparalleled foresight and exceptional intelligence, but make the most ill-advised choices at destiny's crossroads.
Suppose that's true.
As smart as he was, he made the foolish attempt to use the flesh of the Abundance Emanator to aid Invibitor Lunae in resurrecting his deceased companion.
Bai Heng.
His stupidity turned him into a monster, cursed with immortality. His soul was shattered and became the evil that he hated most.
Damn.
The irony.
That's tragic. But did you destroy him afterwards, or?
For an old friend, you don't seem to have that much pity.
I gave him a second chance. Does that not count?
A second chance at what?
What did you do to him?
He should have been eternally jailed in the shackling prison for his crimes.
Right.
But I gave him a different kind of freedom.
It was before you yourself became Mara-struck, and
I took the shell that once held his soul and passed my sword techniques on to him.
Oh, it is Blade.
I let him die 100 deaths to remind him of the karma of his previous life. Afterward, I heard he was reborn and even gave himself a name.
Damn. You passed your sword techniques on to him. How did you accomplish that, though? How did you, restore his soul to his old body? Or did you not? Maybe his body doesn't hold a soul anymore. You just gave him your sword techniques. How did you accomplish that, if that's the case? Both of those are crazy. You say you let him die 100 deaths. How literal are we here?
We've idled too long. Let's head to the Alchemy Commission.
Shit, that's revealing.
As a follower of the
Very interesting.
Rainbow Arbiter, you have witnessed the catastrophe brought upon by the plague's author, General.
Right.
Living beings turning into undying monsters, eventually used as sacrifices to the Abundance.
Sacrifices? Huh. So what I'm hearing is the plague's author is a bit darker, or the plague's author's gift is a bit darker than it would first appear. I guess it depends on what you mean by sacrifices to the Abundance.
What do you think should be done to put an end to it, General?
I mean, what can be done? The destruction of the abundance. It's not really something mortals could generally consider as an option.
The Alliance follows the Rainbow Arbiter's edict to continue ridding the world of evil, so that one day Yaoshi might be vanquished and the cycle of life and death restored.
Right. But that'll be up to the Hunt himself in order to destroy Yaoshi.
Under the auspices of the Rainbow Arbiter, the faithful Cloud Knights continue the hunt. Their devotion and sacrifices are indeed commendable, but their devotedness has made them close-minded.
Close-minded about what?
Take me, for example. My powers originate from the abundance.
Yes.
Yet my goals are aligned with the Alliance.
That's actually very interesting.
The Hunt is not the only faction in the universe that wants Yaoshi dead.
Yeah. It's because your powers come from, just because you follow the path. Or, I guess you don't follow the path, but even though your powers are from that path. It's kind of interesting to be opposed to the path you're on.
It is natural for short-life species to yearn for immortality.
Yeah.
That is expected of any intelligent life form.
Will crave life.
To want to eliminate these thoughts would be equivalent to killing an eon. Such a goal is so impossible as to be laughable, to be honest.
I'd have to agree.
So, in order to sever Yaoshi's curse, one must look to the source for a different solution.
Oh?
Your master happened upon a revelation and returned from the Mara.
She did? How did she do it?
She has traveled many worlds and discovered a solution.
And what is that solution? I mean, the fact that she recovered from the Mara is... I didn't even think it was possible. I mean, she seems like she's accomplished what the disciples of Sanctus Medicus long for, actually. But there must be something to it.
I'm listening.
I apologize, General. I'm afraid the next move will have to be made on the Shu Ling.
Oh?
As I expected. Your surrender is just the next step in your scheme.
Of course.
You wish to avail yourself of the Ten Lords' decree to enter Shu Ling and stand before the 6 generals, even the Marshal. That is your true agenda.
Marshal. I want to meet the Marshal still. Maybe we'll get to see them. 6 generals. I mean, so we know 3 of them. Wonder who the other 3 are. Presumably, the Marshal is the 7th of the 7 Arbiter generals.
And the purpose of the contents of your coffin.
That's another thing I've always wanted to know.
General, you said it yourself. This is beyond your control. It is the law of the Alliance. We cannot deviate from it.
Let's see. What could be in his coffin? My initial guess, a little bit of a shot in the... Not quite dark, a shot in the dim light. Something like Jingliu's real body or something like that. Maybe her Mara-struck body. I don't know. I don't know how she'd have another body walking around if that were the case, but I do think it has to be tied to Jingliu somehow. Maybe.
Splendid, well done. This was a spectacular move.
Truly.
You've changed, Jingliu.
Oh shit. Hi, Blade.
The man I knew would never have admitted he was bested.
Wait, do you actually remember that? hasn't Kafka been suppressing your memories to stave off the Mara? Shit, this is a whole reunion. Hey, Bailu. Good to see you. How much do you know about
Order's already been
her?
restored to the Alchemy Commission. Why are we here?
Clearly for Bailu.
I heard the healer lady is capable of curing all diseases. I'm here for the same reason anyone would be. For a checkup and consultation.
Now, I think you know something about her nature. You continue the line of inquiry from the last quest. About whether she really is, originally, you know, whether she was rebirthed or just birthed.
Patience, young man. We're not far from Scalegorge waterscape. The mission the General tasked you with is about to come to an end.
Oh yeah, I guess we're gonna meet there then. It's true. Hey, Bailu. Anyone else around now?
Dunhung, what a surprise! Are you not feeling well? Please, come this way.
No, it's not him. She's here for a consultation. Sorry.
Miss Bailu. She's here for a consultation.
Oh, I see. Are you here for your eyes? Or is it something else?
No, not her eyes. Probably.
My eyes are fine. I cover them to avoid seeing that which reminds me of the past and riles my inner demons. My thoughts have been disordered lately, and I experience occasional night terrors. Do you have a way to soothe my mind, Dragon Lady?
Interest. So it really is why the whole Mara, or many memories are why she covers her eyes. Very interesting. When you say riles your inner demons, do you mean you risk attacking those around you again if you uncover them?
Those symptoms don't sound like my area of expertise.
Need a psychologist, a therapist?
Who cares? The healers of the Alchemy Commission don't get to pick and choose their patients. Give me your hand. We'll start by checking your pulse. You'll need to take some translucence worms so I can take a closer look.
Take some worms? I'm gonna have to pass, Bailu. Taking someone's pulse.
Your hand! It's freezing!
I mean, she does have ice powers, but is it because she's a corpse? A walking corpse?
Please wait. Dunhung, can I speak to you for a minute?
Does she not have a pulse?
Your friend here has a very peculiar condition.
She has a severe case of death?
Her pulse is extremely faint. Normally, this would mean that she...
I think my little shot in the dark isn't so far off, maybe. She won't live much longer.
She won't live much longer.
Or maybe not. Maybe she is just... Wait, did she somehow remove her, like, her immortality?
Let the healer make the professional diagnosis.
Of course, Bailu. Please, go ahead.
Your friend's situation is unique. She looks healthy, but her hands are cold as ice. It feels like there's a dark current running and pulsing between her core essay and her veins.
I'm not sure what an essay is, but, interesting.
I've never seen anything like it. With more research, I might be able to make a new entry in the medical records. Can you and your friend come back for follow-up visits?
I mean, this probably doesn't need to be recorded. I think this is a truly unique once and forever condition. Decline respectfully.
Today's her last day on the Luofu.
Ah, what a shame. If she could stay for a few days, I might be able to figure out how to cure her.
I'm not sure she actually intended to be cured.
I'll do my best. No matter what I administer, she's gonna need to drink a ton of warm water from this point on.
Literally just gonna try to warm her up through conducting the heat.
Come with me. I'll prescribe her some soul-returning vitality infusion. I won't cure her, but I'll... Wait! Where did my big medicine box go?
Jingliu, did you take it?
I'm sorry. Ever since the disciples of Sanctus Medicus were expelled, things have been a mess around here.
Right.
Tanheng, you mind coming with me to retrieve my medicine? I could use your skills.
I suppose so. So Jingliu didn't take it.
Dragon Lady. I'll
Ying
come
Xing.
along as well.
He's just so done with all of this.
No. No trouble at all.
It's
Don't
no
worry.
bother. A little walk will do me good.
Yeah, we'll warm her up.
Ah.
Where are we going?
I can smell the herbs.
Ah.
It's around. Hey! Give me back my medicine box!
Oh, is the big old pupper there?
That thing runs so
It's running away from us.
Don't let it get away!
They don't run from us. You attack us. Get back. And now a big old... Oh, it ran to its friends.
There's an even bigger monster protecting this one!
Now, what weird behavior for these things.
When did so many creatures start visiting the Alchemy Commission?
Ambrosial Arbor incident.
Careful.
Allow me to eliminate these obstacles, Dragon Lady.
Of course.
Stand back. The chill of my sword freezes everything in its path.
Yes, it does.
Forward! Get them! These or devil! I'll crush them all!
Enemy data sync net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
All will be revealed in lunar flame.
Nice. Hey. No. Oh, this will give her an advance at least.
Blade of moonlight.
So this is why your hands are so cold. This cold isn't something normal flesh could withstand.
Oh, you're saying it's because of her ice powers? I mean, that kind of makes sense.
Still waters of oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
All right. Let me make sure nothing's missing. Excellent. The calming valerian and chi strengthening infusions are here.
Good.
Let's head back. Never make a patient wait too long.
Oh, we're right here. Might as well treat her here. Unless you need the table over there.
Apologies again for the delay. This prescription won't cure you, but it will nourish your body and calm your mind.
Excellent.
Very well. The fate of a long-life species is inevitable, even with the best doctors.
Right. Fate of Mara.
You're Mara struck? I don't see the symptoms in you at all.
Which is so
What with
fascinating.
the incident on the Luofu, I've treated a number of Mara-stricken patients recently.
Right.
They all presented with signs of incoherence, delirium, or frightening physical mutations. You don't seem to have any of that.
How do you avoid it, Jingliu? What is your secret?
I made a deal that allowed me to retain what life I had left in me.
A deal with Lacha?
I may be sane, but one thing is certain. My mind is already at its limit.
Hmm.
And yet, I still have many unfulfilled wishes and plenty of unfinished business.
You want to finish it up before finally ending it like you originally should have all those years ago?
I see. So you've learned to live with your illness. I can't help much with issues of the spirit, but the medical records do mention that calming the mind is a way to heal the body. If
It
you're
certainly
able
can't
to forget
hurt.
about the past, there might be a chance for your symptoms to regress.
That's the route that Blade takes, actually.
Really? How unfortunate. My hatred overshadows my other emotions.
For Blade?
I chose to hold on to it, to
Or Don
embrace
Fung.
it, and to use it to maintain my existence.
Damn. So she is being held together by sheer spite and hatred. For whom exactly?
All I have left
Or what?
are the sword in my hand and my hatred of the past. If I am without either of them, I would fall into an empty void. Thank you for your advice, Dragon Lady. Meeting you has provided more healing than any kind of medicine or remedy.
I think it's because you know what she is. Don Fung's legacy.
By the way, among those you've treated in recent days, did you notice a person in bandages?
Person in bandages.
Bandages? That's a vague description, you know.
Really?
I'm not sure. We get injured patients from all over the Xianzhou for treatment. And the number of injuries we see has skyrocketed since the Ambrosia Arbor crisis.
Makes sense.
The person I'm inquiring about is tall.
Yeah, it's Blade.
With a serious expression. He also carries a crude sword with him at all times. Have you seen someone like that, Dragon Lady?
You know, after this, it feels a little more interesting having paired Blade and Jingliu together in one team. And that the way they kind of synergistically work together.
Oh, yes! Someone came by today that matches that description. He must have suffered some kind of sword wound. He had a strong scent of blood. Though,
About
from
that.
the way he behaved, it must have been fairly minor. He didn't even take the medicine I prescribed.
I don't think it was his blood.
He's probably looking for a different kind of medicine.
Very interesting.
Well then, it would seem that everything is in place. Let's go meet our old friend.
Actually, now I'm wondering, does this take place before the Kafka quest? Where we help her and Blade? Was it to get off the Luofu? Or just to evade the Cloud Knights? I feel like it must be. And there we are. Everyone together at last. A grand reunion. Yeah, he's with her, of course.
Take this man away. This does not involve him.
Luocha. So we got Imbibitor Luna here. Of course, Jingliu, the General, Blade. Yeah, we're only missing Bai Heng, and she's dead. So yeah, it's a great reunion.
Ying Xing.
No, I want to know more about you, Luocha. Damn it. What is your
And
goal?
so,
What are you doing?
everyone
What's in the
is
coffin?
present. I never thought the High Cloud Quintet would be able to gather again in the same place after hundreds of years.
Yeah. Well orchestrated.
If I remember correctly, the 5 of us made a promise here 7 centuries ago.
700 years ago.
We promised that no matter what happened, we would gather here together and share a drink.
That's the promise you made that you wanted to keep so badly? Damn. Even Blade is keeping it?
How sad that
700
Scalegorge
years
waterscape
ago.
remains empty while the world continues to turn. Some of us have been reborn, while others were denied death. Some have become criminals, while others can no longer fulfill their promises. And in the end, our friendship is no more.
Right. Also, I guess that gives us finally a lower bound for Jingliu's age. He's at least 700 years old. But considering he was he wasn't a general at the time, I don't think, but he was Jingliu's student. He's probably at least a century or two old at that point.
Soon, I will be shackled and tried. This will be the last you see of me.
Shit.
This is why I sent out the invitations before departing, hoping that everyone would be gathered here for my final farewell.
You sent an invitation to Blade as well, then. Explains why he came here.
Of 5 people, 3 must pay a price.
And which 3? Obviously not Bai Heng. She's already dead. Blade, Dan Heng, and yourself?
Imbibiter Lunae, the chief culprit, chose to use the transmutation arcanum as a means of resurrection, begetting terrible transformation and great calamity in the process. He dishonored the name of the fallen.
But Dan Feng is already dead. Gone. This is Dan Heng.
Ying Xing, the accomplice, arrogant and oblivious, used the flesh of the Abundance Emanator to assist Imbibiter Lunae in his evil. He fell, becoming an immortal abomination. As for Jingliu,
you are the third.
sinner, she succumbed to Mara, slaughtered her people, and abandoned her oath.
Damn. So what justice must be exacted exactly, Jingliu?
Now it is time we pay for what we have done.
How? I mean, I don't think Elio would allow Blade to come here without warning if he was gonna die.
Dan Heng, you can never escape the shadow of Imbibiter Lunae. He is your origin, and his sins will accompany you in your path forward until you meet your eventual doom.
I mean, if you mean he'll be haunted by those sins, and that they will affect Dan Heng, then I kind of agree. But I still will never agree that he bears any responsibility for them. Dan Heng, is guilty of nothing other than what Dan Heng has done.
Blade, what a fitting name. In the remainder of your infinite life, you will experience only murder and your own death. all the while pleading for a place to rest. This is the only way you are able to relinquish Ying Xing's regrets.
How much does he even remember, though? Like I said, the Kafka buries those memories for him so that he doesn't go insane. Or more insane.
And I will face the punishment of the Alliance and suffer an eternal punishment before paying an even worse price.
Suffer an eternal punishment before paying an even worse price? What in the world are you gonna... what's gonna happen to you?
That is the only way to keep the memory of the pain of the past from fading away.
You did say you embraced your hatred of the past. You don't want to lose it.
High Cloud Quintet. It is time to say goodbye.
Share your drinks. Where's Blade? There he is. Blade coldly looks at you. Of course. Honestly surprised he came.
A wineless gathering, accompanied by only sadness and bitterness.
Oh, right.
What a depressing reunion.
She mentioned maybe enjoy a glass of wine. This is what she was referring to. Damn.
Jingliu, is it not time you sent me to the Shuling?
The laws of the Alliance cannot be subject to change. Unfortunately, your next stop will be the Yuchi. I reported everything to the Marshal, and the Seer strategist just so happened to take an interest in the case.
Interesting.
They set up a Deca-light reflection barrier in hopes of meeting the two of you beforehand.
Interesting. The Seer strategist, Yao Guang of the Yuchua. Is that a similar position as Fu Xuan has, but for the Yuchua instead of the Luofu?
Jingliu, you haven't changed at all. Always trying to destroy the plans of others.
It's what he does.
But in the end, whether it be you, me, the Cloud Knights, or the generals of the Rainbow Arbiter, we are all just pawns in a game of the gods. I am sick and tired of treading on a predetermined path.
Well, if the path is truly predetermined, I don't think there's anything you can do about it, though. Though, not sure it is whether it's predetermined or not. It really depends on the nature of Elio's abilities and the Eon that he may or may not be an emanator of, whose name I'm forgetting.
No matter. I will deviate if you insist. But this does not change how things will end. Ultimately, I will stand on the side of victory.
She is so insistent on paying for her crimes. It's very interesting.
Then I shall see this gamble through.
Wait. Jingliu, before you leave, you still owe me my due.
Oh? What did she promise you?
I have tried. Besides inflicting more wounds on your body, there is nothing else I can do for you. The immortality that you possess is not something that can be dealt with so easily. I am sure Destiny's Slave already told you that the swords of mortals are incapable of killing someone with the flesh of an emanator.
I think we might have actually heard this before, that Blade's desire is to die. Because, yeah, everyone who follows Elio has been promised something different. And that was his. So he truly does have infinite life then. Because he merged with the flesh of an emanator of abundance specifically. Which actually does bring back, is it possible to kill an emanator of abundance of all things? He said it disappeared, but not killed.
He did. But you still owe me the attempt.
Oh. Damn.
I told you when I taught you the way of the sword. I am uninterested in drawing my blade against someone who does not long for life, who wants only to be slaughtered.
Damn. It's actually really tragic for Blade. Truly experiencing the curse of immortality.
You will only draw against an opponent.
And so he will be your opponent.
Jingliu, allow me to repay you for your teachings.
Savor the moment. I will deliver you a brief moment of death.
Oh, that is a intimidating line. But now we at least get what she meant by inflicted death 100 times upon him. Because he's truly immortal. She literally just killed him 100 times.
We were here once, 700 years ago. Laughing, sparring, and thinking about the future.
He doesn't stand a chance, does he?
Their faces still linger before my eyes, like a bygone dream.
What did he look like before? Aged.
I thought those joyful days would
Holy
flow
shit.
indefinitely before us, like a Cienjo lifetime.
Oh, it took off her.
Yet, dreams will eventually fade like clouds from the sky.
Oh, there's Bai Heng. Yeah. He's actually, I mean, he's incredibly skilled.
Familiar feeling.
Incredibly skilled, but yeah, not against Jingliu. Especially not with her blindfold off.
Almost as if we've returned to my first sword lesson. You used the sword Ying Xing crafted, and pierced, sliced, and impaled me time and time again.
That sword that you carry was one you crafted yourself. Or at least your past self did. And then she killed you over and over with it. That is... oh man.
The swordplay used to slay our enemies of old is still engraved on this despicable shell. All I can do is watch my flesh become severed, healed, and restored.
And Blade hates himself. What he is. His hatred of the abundance still holds firm within him.
It's as if they're saying,
Why?
Why did you and Imbibitor Lune commit such an unforgivable sin?
I would love to actually ask Don Feng that. But I imagine he had a good reason for it, actually.
I know that you have no interest in my answer.
I do.
which is why I asked the question as you looked me straight in the eye. I've asked myself that same question infinite times, but was never able to find the answer. Why? Why is it that only the abominations can return time and time again?
Don Fung. Blade before he was Blade. A very young Yuan. A happier looking Jingliu. And Bai Heng before she died. Damn. Who are you pouring one out for, Jingliu?
Why does someone like her have to be buried, burned to ash, and eventually forgotten?
Oh.
Why?
It is not lost on me that Bai Heng there does kind of look like a much older Bailu. Could be coincidence, but it does kind of lend itself to my theory.
In the end, you unleashed the final piercing blow and left both me and the sword in the withered grave. The miraculous thing is that in my brief moment of death, all the pain went away.
And so you seek it over and over and over and over and over and over and over, so you can finally get the final release you crave.
Like when we drank to drown our sorrows.
Oh. And he regenerates. Poor Blade. Helio warned you. Oh, hey, Ying Xing. Can't talk to you. Can't talk to Blade. Can't even talk to Jingyuan. Fair enough.
Imbibitor Lune, what do you plan on doing next?
Going to return to the Express.
Once this gathering ends, I will return to the Express to continue my journey.
The Express won't be able to carry you forever. Your friends all have burdens of their own.
They do.
Just as we did back then.
But they can carry him a while longer. And during that time, he will hopefully enjoy a good life.
I did think about giving up on revenge and letting go of everything when I fled the Luofu years ago. However, as time passed, it became more and more clear. It was like an old friend that accompanied me every passing day, always nagging in my ear.
The revenge?
The memories of what I did when I was Mara-struck are deeply rooted. Since I am unable to rid myself of them, I decided to face them head-on in the end.
I kind of respect that.
Maybe when I witness the fall of the abundance, you and Ying Xing will find true release. Goodbye, Imbibitor Lune.
I'm not sure Don Hung really needs release, though. He's not Don Fung. No matter how much everyone insists he is responsible for his crimes, Bid farewell to them all. Ying Xing.
Dan Heng, the General wants me to forget about everything I saw today.
Basically, don't tell anybody anything under any circumstances. It's just trying to protect you.
I understand. These disputes are far too complicated for me right now. Swordplay is a lot simpler.
Yeah, I really don't think this is the end of all of this.
I have some close friends of my own in the Cloud Knights. Will we fall out the way you guys did?
Not necessarily. I have to go. He's not gonna even respond. No, not all friendships are destined to fall apart like this.
Goodbye for now, Dan Heng. I hope the next time we meet, it'll be under happier circumstances.
Well, I think it's gonna be under the war dance, so kinda. Blade.
She couldn't do it with her sword either. She still couldn't do it.
You knew that was gonna be the case, though. Blade coldly looks at you.
We have no choice but to continue the pursuit. This is the price the two of us must pay.
Continue the pursuit of Yaosha? If you wish, I will see it through.
I will see it through.
Or the pursuit of your death. I mean, if Yaosha were to be destroyed, I imagine that would kill Blade. Or at least he would be killable at that point. Actually, if Yaosha is destroyed, wouldn't that also result in the Xianzhou natives becoming short life again? Because I think they're still drawing their long life from Yaosha's power. It's just not in the same way. Or maybe not. Maybe it just changed their biology, and what's done is done.
Elio's script still requires you to stay alive. For now.
Yeah.
I don't mind prolonging my vengeance. It might be more interesting that way.
You hate him as well. Because of, what your assistance of him, what your assistance towards his actions did to you. Perhaps. That sounds like you're blaming others for your own decisions, though. Did he trick you into the choice you made? Dan Feng, not Dan Heng, of course. I just cannot agree with that. What about you, Jingliu? What are your thoughts on all of this?
She's gone.
She is.
All this must have seemed like a silly performance to someone newly reborn. But I am unable to prevent my old friends from taking sides against one another.
Aw. Yeah, you're the youngest of all, so well, if you count Dan Heng as Dan Feng, he was the youngest of the 5. I think. Maybe not Bai Heng, I don't know. Definitely of those others, though. Should I be responsible for Dan Feng's actions? I mean, I think Jingliu's the only one who's gotten past this resentment towards Dan Feng. At least towards Dan Heng.
Who you are is a question that only you can find the answer to.
Right.
Even if the Preceptor's interference denied you a true rebirth.
Is that why they all consider him Dan Feng? Because he passed on the power of the Imbibitor Lunae to him. But, I have to go.
Yes. It has been a long day for you, Dan Heng.
This cannot be the end of all of this. so many points unresolved. Namely, Luofu. And the actual nature of how the hell did Jingliu crawl herself back from being Mara-struck? Ah, the Astral Express family. But no, Dan Heng. In my mind, you do not bear a shred of responsibility for Dan Feng's actions. Not with the way... not with the way, Vidyadhara Rebirth works. And the fact that you are not him. You don't hold his memories. His personality doesn't actually inform yours. There's not a clear continuance there of the one person to the next. There's a clear break between the two of you. Is everything okay, Dan Heng? Stella and I heard you received an anonymous letter, and we were worried, so we came here to check on you. But you weren't in the archives. Did that poker-faced Stellar and Hunter Blade give you any trouble again? Okay, I went to meet some old friends. Just, don't worry, I just stepped away for a bit to catch up with some old friends. Phew, that's a relief then. By the way, don't forget to head back to the Express early. Himiko said she made coffee for us. Oh, wasn't she really bad at making coffee? Or cooking in general? There we go. Clouds leave no trace. Alright, since I have so many of these, namely enough for 18, I'm gonna make 2 final passes at Tribby. Just in case we get exceedingly lucky. Alright, Tribby. Don't let me down now. Will we get you? Or are you a mere stepping stone towards the next 5-star we get? Nope. Unfortunate. Ooh, we did get another one of these, though. That I appreciate. Is it worth it, or should I keep it for someone else? I'll hold on to it for now. Actually, how many do I have? I have 2. Ooh. I'm not gonna unlock them for the moment, but probably could put it at 12 and 36. Tempting. Especially if I can get it up to Super S5. Well, next time we will continue on with the war dance.